In this video, we will show you how to perform an air spring service on the 2XR31 and 2XR31 Plus found in RXF RXC34 models. To maintain the high level of performance, it's important to follow the service intervals. At Öhlins.com, you can access manuals and find specifications for your product. Remove the fork and clamp it firmly in a vise using a clamp tool. Release all the air from the main chamber and the negative chamber by holding the fork extended in the transfer position. Tip: when almost all air is released from the spring, let go of the lower and let it compress about 30 millimeters until all the pressure is gone. This will help with getting the seal head out. If your fork is an RXF, hold the rebound adjuster with a 14mm spanner and loosen the 2mm hex screw. Remove the air spring and damper cartridge nuts. Gently slide the lowers off the fork and drain them into a tray. Use a set of tweezers to remove the foam rings. Remove the scraper seals by carefully levering them out. Avoid using tool with sharp edges when doing so, as that could easily damage the paint. Clean the lower legs. Install new scraper seals with the wiper seal tool and a soft hammer. Soak the foam rings in the recommended fork fluid. Reinstall the foam rings. Make sure they are not twisted. Apply the recommended functional grease on the scraper seals. Replace the old sag O-ring with the new one from the kit. Use a socket wrench with a cassette lock ring socket to loosen the air spring top cap. Make sure that all air is out. Remove the old O-ring from the top cap and replace it with a new one. Reinstall the top cap. Remove the two screws holding the seal head cap. Slide the seal head cap out of the tube, remove the sear clip and discard it. Be careful not to scratch the piston rod. Pull on the piston rod until the seal head comes out. Remove the inner sear clip and discard it. Remove the air spring from the stanchion. Remove the O-ring from the seal head, together with the X-ring and the backup ring on the piston. Carefully clean the piston using disc brake cleaner and a paper cloth or rag to remove old grease and dirt. Replace the O-ring, backup rings and X-ring. Replace the O-ring on the rod end. Apply a thin layer of function grease on the X-ring and the backup rings on the piston. Add recommended volume of grease at the inside of the stanchion tube, inside the two circlip grooves. Add recommended volume of lubrication distributed on top of the grease. Insert the piston into the stanchion tube, depressing the Schrader valve to relieve the pressure. Install the new circlip in the innermost circlip groove. Be careful not to damage the stanchion tube surface while installing the circlip. Add recommended volume of lubrication inside the negative chamber. Gently push the seal head into the stanchion tube. It should come to a firm stop about 6mm from the edge of the stanchion tube if the inner circlip is properly seated. Install the new circlip, making sure the groove is free from excessive grease. Be careful not to damage the piston rod surface while installing the circlip. Reinstall the seal head cap with a 2mm hex key. Tighten to recommended torque. Inflate the main chamber to the desired air pressure and cycle the spring until the main and negative chamber pressures are equalized. Reinstall the lower legs onto the stanchions. Inject the recommended amount and type of oil in spring and damper fork leg. Reinstall the nuts onto the lower legs with the correct torque. On the RXF34, reinstall the rebound adjuster knob and screw. Use a 14mm wrench to hold the knob steady. With a 2mm hex wrench, tighten the screw and knob. Now you're done in the workshop, it's time to go riding.